Hey guys, welcome to Tiff Talks. I know it's been a while, but just had to take care of some things. Not really. I just had to take maternity leave to bond with my puppy. So maternity leave for my puppy, Winston. He's doing good. He's 3 months now. He's doing good, bad. So yeah. So as you can see, I'm in the car. I'm just now leaving church and I have a long way home. So I figured, let me get this out. And I want to talk to you guys and send out a video today because it's been a while. And I don't know if you know that May I think this is the last day of May. No, we have one more day in May. But before I let May go out, I wanted to come on here to say that, or if you didn't know, that May is Mental Health Month. And you hear people talking about mental health, depressions, and stuff like that. But I specifically want to talk about it, specifically in our men. Yeah. So this is for my men folk, you know. And the reason I say men folk, you hear about it in women and everything like that. But men don't often talk about, mental health because men don't cry mentality, men are tough, men this, men that. But men go through some things. And the reason I want to talk about that is because that has been on my heart for the past 2-3 days, and I've been meaning to get on, but it's hard to get on with a puppy who barks and wants to be around you all the time. So this is another reason why I'm doing the live now in my car when I just left church. So I had to pull over. And I got my confirmation in watching A Million Little Things for this episode from last week, A Million Little Things. And so if you don't watch A Million Little Things, it's a great show. I highly recommend it. It talks about a lot of things. Right now, one of the sub stories is talking about what happened with George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement. And what really spoke out to me is when Rome was talking to the son, well, not his son, but the character Rome is a black man who thought about killing himself at the very beginning of the show. The very first episode in the pilot. So yeah. So that's what made me started talking about it. And then in this particular episode on this past Thursday was that he was doing a documentary with his foster son. And one of the ladies saying that we carry so much weight of being, with the Black Lives Movement, and we have to carry so much armor with that, of what's going on with black people here in the land. And not only black people, I'm not saying just black people, because I know there's been some hate crimes against the Asian as well, but I'm specifically talking about what they were talking about in the show. And it's not only taking a part of their confidence, they have to be self-aware where they are, what they're doing, how they're doing and how they're being portrayed. But it also takes a toll on their minds. And then he was specifically saying about the African Americans, the black people. But I took it a step further as far as like men in general. And the reason I say men in general, and you're like, Tiff, this is, why are you talking about men? Well, I know I'm not a man. That's obvious. That is truly obvious. The reason I say men is men are our foundation of, our family, in a traditional family. I know sometimes that's not the case, and I get it, but just go with me on this. But as men, they go through so much. And the reason I say that is because I've most of my friends are men, okay? And and the reason why is that I grew up with boys. Even though I had a sister, I have a sister, I grew up with boys. And I've learned their mannerisms and know how they think, how they talk. And to this day, there's three of them. I'll call them my big brothers. We all grew up in Germany. I've known them forever, since 5th grade. Maybe, how old are you in the 5th grade? That's how long I've known them. Yeah, yes. Even though we're all the same age, because we all turned 50 this year. I'm the last one to turn 50. So, of course, since I'm the last and we all the same age, I'm the baby sister. Go figure. But I grew up with them and learning from them how boys are, how young men are, and how men are. And I got that from my dad as well. So, and I realized that being a man is hard. Very, very hard. They have so much going on for them. So for them to provide, to protect, to how to figure out things, how to take care of things when things don't go right, how are they going to take care of it to make it go right? How to fix things? Because men are providers. Men are our providers. They're the hunters. They go out and hunt, for their family. They're the protectors. They protect their family. They provide for their families. Okay. Most cases, that's what men do. And I know you're saying that some men are out there just whatever. But I'm talking about the men they do what they're supposed to be doing. And that's what I have in my circle. And it just was on my heart just to think about, there's a lot for a man that they have to deal with. I don't per se know what they deal with, because again, I'm not a man. I can only look at it as a perspective of a woman. They deal with a lot of things. They have to figure out with a lot of things. They have so many people depending on them as far as the man. And that, takes a toll on their mental health as well. And we as society, as a whole, do not talk about that. And especially in our community, in the African American community. So, and the reason I want to talk about it, not only because it's Mental Health Month for the month of May, but I'm just looking within my circle of friends, my close-knit friends, that majority of the men, they're going through some things. They do confide in me, and the reason that they confide in me is because they know I'm going to give them true advice, of what I can do. And I'll always, preface it with, as a woman, because I'm not a man, okay, as a woman. So I give them the female perspective of things. And because there's so many, in my circle just going through, and it just hurts my heart that I can't solve it for them, because I know that they'll figure it out. They just need advice. And so as a woman, I was like, well, what can I do? To my friends, to help my friends to get through things. And then I was just thinking, I can provide, sound advice on what I think that is right. I make suggestions. I don't tell them, hey, do this, do that. I think that you should do this, this is my suggestion. But also, I'm just a listening ear too. Maybe because most men don't want us to solve it. We as women want us to solve their issue. They just need a listening ear. That's all that they need, to get it off their chest, to hear them talk it out. Because most case, when they do talk it out, they figure it out. When they hear it aloud, and when they hear it, it starts to get them thinking. And sometimes you just need to sit back and just be quiet and let them talk. And just know that they're going to be there. Also, this is what I've learned. Because I've had all kinds. I've dated all kinds. And yeah, I haven't dated the best, but I have dated a few good ones. Just a few good ones. But that's another story. But I have learned that just being a listening ear has really helped. And also following up to see how they're doing. Because a lot of people feel like that once they get it out, that's the end of it. No. You go back and follow up with them. So how did it work out? What could you do better? Could you have done it better? What went wrong? Well, let's rethink it. So to help them keep them energized with that. So follow through is good too with that. So, because that's what the man needs to. Now, this is just my opinion, because there's so much going on now, where the man is trying to do right, or is doing right. Let's use that example. Is doing right, but sometimes things don't go as planned. And, and they have so many people to depend on them. So they need that strong shoulder to lean on. Not to help them, not to do it for them. Because most men don't want somebody else to do it for them. They want to figure it out so they can do it for themselves, so they can feel accomplished. If that makes sense. Because we as women, some of us as women, myself included, we have such a big heart. We want to help. But there's times that we have to take a step back and just listen and be there and follow up. Hey, how did it go? So it took me a while to figure that out, because I am such a nurturer, and I am like, okay, we're going to do this, and this. Now, mind you, there are times when you have to do like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I got you. This is what we're going to do. But A, B, C, D, E, F. Then go back to E. And then we're going to go back to G. There are times where we have to step up as women to do that for our man. Or for your friend, or for whoever. But I had to talk about that. Our men are going through so much, to be head of a household, to go out there and work. And then what about those men that were laid off with this pandemic, and trying to make ends meet, to try to provide for their families, their kids. And if they're not married and they have kids, to provide for those kids, and just trying to be the best that they can be for their kids and for themselves. So there's a lot of men out there silently hurting, and that they have to have, to have that armor up, that wall up, to say that I'm fine to the world, to present themselves in the world. And when they go home, they have to take it off, take that heat, that pressure. They still have that pressure on. It reminds me like that commercial where they deal with the woman with the mask. I see some of the men do that. I see men doing that all the time. Not to say I've seen it physically, but I can picture it. Let me use that terminology. I can picture that. Now, with working in a call center and being around men, I see that. I see that discernment. And there's a special place for men, because men get so, they get a bad rap. They get a bad rap only because they're not understood. That's how I feel. And And it's easier for me, like I said, to talk to a man because I have, like I said, a lot of male friends, a lot of male associates, a lot of male acquaintances. And then I've had some mentees that have been men. Sometimes they don't realize that I'm saying a word, but it's like I'm planting a seed, but later it grows and they come back and let me know, hey, yeah, that's exactly what I needed. But yeah, and I tell them it's okay not to be tough around me. I don't expect them to be tough or like mentally strong for me. I just want them to be honest with themselves, to look, to stand still or sit still, to just think about it, to think about the process. And I had to get that out because that's been bothering me. I'm not saying that it's been bothering me, but looking in my circle of friends, I have a few now. I do have female friends, not a lot, but I do have female friends. But I was just looking at, and talking with my male friends. There's a lot going on. And then in talking with one specifically, it kind of threw me off. I felt a certain type of way because he's going through. He's going through. Matter of fact, two of them, two people are going through, like really, 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 just going through that. I just really have to keep up in prayer. I call them out by name. I'm not going to get on here and tell you who it is because, they're watching. And I don't want to put their business out there. But that inspired me to come on here to talk about that. Because we need our men to lead our generation, our next generation of men to become men. Because I believe as a woman, I can't raise a boy or raise a boy to be a man. Even though I don't have kids. But I do believe that I have an influence in in that, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to raise men. I'm not trying to be a man or anything. By God, I don't want to be a man. I remember telling my dad when I first moved out, I can't be no man. That's too much pressure because I had to be in charge of my bills, the household, making sure things got done and everything like that. That's too much pressure. That's a lot of pressure. And that's when I realized, I'm so glad I am a woman. I don't want it. I don't want those pressures, But I wanted to come on here again and say, man, king, that's what you are, king. You're doing a fantastic job. If nobody else has told you, you're doing a great job, a fantastic job. If no other man has told you, no other woman has told you, I'm telling you, fantastic job, King. Please please share, please comment. Most important, please hit the notification button to let you know when I'm coming back on. I think this is such an important topic that focuses on men. Our men. It's something about our men that needs it, because I think they are the silent ones that are suffering more so the women. It's more so the men. That's just my thought. But I had to get on here to say that, to definitely say that King, you're doing a fabulous job. From a queen to a king, you're not necessarily, if you don't necessarily feel like a king, but remember, get up, straighten your crown, and seize the day. Seize the day. Seize each day like it was your first. Take care of your kingdom. Take care of your subjects. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. but more so take care of you. So yeah. So take care of each other, guys. That's what I mean by saying take care of each other. So yeah, I wanted to say something about our men, especially, and I was a little selfish because of the men in my circle. I wanted to get that out there. It just made me notice that the difference, you know. So if you're a man in my circle, hit comment and let me know what your thoughts are and everything. I promise I'm gonna come back on. I'm gonna come back on, not at my maternity, quote unquote, maternity leave. I'm canceling it. I need to get back to it, but yeah, maternity leave for my puppy is dead. Matter of fact, I need to go home and go take care of him. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for hearing me, listening to me. Let me know your thoughts. I know, like I said, it's been a while, and I had to come on and, yeah, say that. Say something for the men. Specifically talk to the men today, because it's been on my heart for quite some time. And I felt like, what better way to come back to do a video on that. So take care of each other, guys. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Make sure you hit the like, you hit the share, hit the comment. Make sure you comment, guys, and the notification. And until the next time, until I get home, you guys take care. Bye.